Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different than what I normally do. This is my client Lisa, and she is going to get married today, and what she wanted was something that was really relaxed and romantic, but she also wanted me to know that she gets really frizzy hair if there's any type of weather change or just in general. So the blowout technique I'm using is my way of locking in that smooth hair texture all day. And even if your client isn't getting married, you can apply this blowout technique and sectioning that I do to any of your clients, and you can even charge a little bit more because it is a little bit of a longer process as far as a blowout goes. But if you need something to stay, this is the best technique I've ever used. I learned it at Drybar when I worked there, and I just can't even imagine my life without doing this blow dry technique, especially with clients like Lisa who have super frizzy, just unmanageable texture. So if you have clients like that, I would highly recommend watching this tutorial, and I will explain the best I can everything that I'm doing. Okay, so let's dive in. So I did apply product to her hair. I used Brazilian Blowout Smoothing Cream, and then I also used Guts, which is a volumizer by Redken. I love both of those products. If you need any of those, highly recommend them. And what I did was make a section from both ears, and I began in the front. And why this isn't so important is because the front of the hairline curls first. So you really need to make sure you get the front done first, because as soon as that curl gets in there, you're done. You have to start over and wet the hair. And what I'm doing is taking section by section horizontally up the head, and I'm wrapping it under. And the reason I'm wrapping it under for her is because I'm trying to get that old Hollywood glamour type of look. If you had a client who just wanted like a normal type of swept back blowout, I would face the curls away from her face. That would give her more of kind of the relaxed and voluminous blowout. So this is what I'm going to show you today, is like this retro kind of old Hollywood glamour set. And I'm just going throughout her hair, and as you can see, I have not rough dried her hair at all. The reason being is because if I rough dry her hair, it's going to bring out all of that frizz, like all of that dry texture that's there. It's just waiting for me to rough dry it. And the best way you can get the smoothest blowout possible is by starting wet to dry. And I'm talking wet, like as soon as you towel dry their hair, pretty much as you can get out of there, like tie it up in the back, get that section out of the way, and then start blow drying. And you're going to see such a difference in your blow dries. Also, I can't stress enough, get a blow dryer that is hot enough. And I know I say this constantly, but I am so obsessed with this blow dryer. I don't know what I would do without it. My Elcom is crazy hot. I'll show you in a later take of this. There's literally steam coming off of her hair. I don't know if that's a good thing, but at the same time, her blow dry doesn't move, so I'm happy about it. But now what I'm doing is doing the same technique on the other side, and I'm just rolling everything under, and I'm trying to pull a little bit of volume into her root, but I'm really going over that hair so many times. Like, I'm not just going over twice and rolling it under. I'm making sure that it's completely dry. And that's what Drybar taught us, was do not leave the hair section unless it's completely dry. So then I also spray with hairspray, and then I tuck it under and I clip it with a duckbill clip. So the other side was under, and then this side is under as well. And I'm just moving up the head, horizontal sections, and really concentrating everything from the root down. And if you're worried about burning your clients, make sure you can feel the heat on you and you're pointing the blow dryer completely at yourself, and you'll be totally fine. You won't burn them, because I'm sure you guys have felt it. I know I have felt it. When someone burns your scalp, it really freaking hurts. So just make sure. But here's that shot with the smoke coming off of her hair. That's how hot this blow dryer gets. Not that maybe yours doesn't have to get that hot, but I know for a fact when my blow dryer is nice and hot, the hair gets so much smoother, and it's just, I don't know, it's just so much easier to work with when I have a super hot blow dryer. So I'm just working up the back of the head, and I'm still doing the same amount of sectioning, rolling everything under, and I'm just doing 2 at the bottom and then 3 up, and then I think it'll be 2 at the top that's left for this sectioning. But take sections that are the same measurement as your brush and you'll be totally fine. But really make sure they're clean so you don't get tangled up, because it's really easy to get tangled in someone's hair and get your brush stuck. So really take the time to just make that section nice and clean and then begin blow drying. And as you can see, I have everything sectioned up in a way that's wet, because when hair is wet, it should not touch dry hair. Like, that's when frizz happens. So what I have here is all the dry hair together, and I'm starting from the bottom up, and then I'm gonna end at the top, and everything is gonna be dry together, and that's how you get that beautiful smooth blowout that will last all day. And I just wanted to let you know the way that I hold my blow dryer, and I'm so fast at getting my brush and my blow dryer back in the same place, is I tuck it between my legs. I know you can't see it here, but it is like the best trick to hold your blow dryer while you're making another section. I don't know if it's, you know, the safest or whatever, but it really does work. So if you guys want to give that a shot, you can move much faster if you don't have to turn your blow dryer off and pick it back up. You can just tuck it between your legs really fast, grab that section, grab that brush, grab that blow dryer, and you're back to the races again. And as you can see, I'm on the last section here. The last one is usually the most difficult. I took a pretty big section because I'm just used to doing it now, but when I first began blow drying, this would have been really intense for me to grab a section like this and control it. So I would recommend, if you're just starting out and haven't really set a blow dry before, I would just cut that section in half so it's not so much hair to deal with, and just take your time. Like, there's no rush. You don't have to grab a giant chunk like I did. You'll work up to that and being able to control the hair without getting it tangled. So once you're done your last section, just grab your favorite lightweight hairspray, and if you have somebody who doesn't mind having that hairspray feel in their hair, you can grab something a little stronger. I find that most of my clients they don't like to have that hairspray feeling in their hair. So my favorite is Fashion Work 12. It's so lightweight, it's extremely buildable. So if you guys need something like that, I recommend that hairspray. It's my favorite to use. And I'm literally just covering every section with hairspray, making sure the front hairline is really targeted because that's what I'm going to worry about the most. And I'm literally going to let her sit there for 20 minutes. So if you have a bride that wanted this done, I wasn't doing her makeup today, but you could easily do her makeup while she's setting, and you can kill two birds with one stone there. And now I'm just going to take all the clips out, and I'm just going to let the curls fall where they are for a second. You want to kind of let them breathe and live in their own curl. You don't want to just start brushing through them and going crazy. They have like a beautiful shape that they set to, and you really want to be gentle with them. So now what I'm going to do is take my comb, and I'm just using the wide teeth end, and I'm just going to lightly brush through the ends and start to shape her hair into just a really relaxed type of look. When curls first come out, they look like intense. And that's what I said to her. I'm like, these might be really intense and dramatic right now and voluminous, but give it an hour, all of this is going to set and it's going to look beautiful and natural. So you can tell your clients that too. If they look at you like, oh my god, my hair is really big right now, just tell them it'll totally relax in an hour and it'll be the perfect style for them. So I'm just taking my comb and pushing that hair up and just kind of shaping it with my fingers. And that's what's so fun with setting. It really turns into a different head of hair, and you can really make it your own and play with the person's texture and see what likes to lay somewhere and what doesn't like to lay somewhere, and the hair will really tell you. So just comb lightly and listen to it. And I did the same thing in the back, and it just looks gorgeous and soft and shiny, and it's such a pretty way to blow dry someone out, and they're gonna feel like a goddess after this. I don't know if you've ever had your hair set, but it really is like the best. Like the women in the 20s and 30s knew what they were doing with this type of hairstyle. So I took those duckbill clips, as you can see in the front, and I just set them exactly where I wanted those curls to stay. And I'm giving it one more spray, and then I'm going to take those duckbill clips out, and she's going to be good to go. So I really hope you guys like this tutorial, and this can really help you in the salon. And blowouts and styling are really underrated. I feel like they're like the underdogs of the hair world, because when someone does a good blowout on you, you do not forget it. So I definitely recommend getting good at this, because I had clients who would come back to me because they remembered my blowout. So definitely something you want to hone in and train well on. And this technique, it's going to be great for you guys. You're going to love it, especially when you have that girl with frizzy texture in your hair and you're like, oh crap, what do I do? This is going to save you every time. So I really hope you guys love this tutorial, and I will see you guys on the next one.